Thank you so much for having me. My name is Mark McDonald. I'm the Customer Success Manager here at everviz. Today I'm just going to talk about everviz and what we do. We make a web app, essentially, which allows you to create a data visualization. And by data visualization, I mean chart or graph. For example, a line chart or a bar chart. So essentially, you log in your browser and you enter your data, and we produce a chart for you. So that's our workflow. So today I'm going to talk a bit about really kind of some of our focus areas, some of the things that we work on to make our charts, kind of stand out for our customers. I'm also going to show you how to use everviz. We're going to go into our project wizard, and I'm going to show you the few simple steps that's required to create a chart. And then finally, I'm going to talk a little bit about our customers. So how are our customers using everviz to solve the problems that they have? So first of all, I'm just going to just quickly click on the... So what is everviz? As I mentioned, it's a web app. It runs in the browser to create maps and charts and graphs, essentially. And the great thing about it is there's really no coding involved. There's really no technical expertise whatsoever, and this is in order to use the tool. And we've done this on purpose because we really want anybody to come into the tool, give their data, and create a chart. And essentially this also works really well for example, teams working at newspapers. They're under a tight publishing deadline. They can access everviz and they can create a chart without any sort of technical knowledge. And the same goes for example, a copywriter working in a marketing team. It's really a simple tool to use. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about these points in the next slides, but essentially these are kind of the things that we really work on. The first point here is interactivity, and our customers really come to us for this interactive options that our charts provide. And we can see it here in this chart. We've got a little tooltip here that appears on mouse over. That's an example of some of the interactivity that we provide. So in that case, you could zoom in and you could see exactly the value for that range in the chart. But I'll talk a bit more about interactivity later. Again, that's a big thing for our customers. They come to us because they know that we can help in that area. Works on any device, so our charts are responsive. And here we see, our charts being viewed on mobile. And this, for our customers, some of our customers, their clients, 80% of their clients are accessing charts on mobile. And we see that more and more, that reading habits are moving over to mobile. So our charts are responsive, of course. You can see them on tablet and on a PC or on a desktop. Accessibility, again, I'll talk a bit more about this, but this is a huge focus for us. And what this means is universal design. We want to make our charts accessible to as many people as possible, including people with disabilities. So we spend a lot of time working with our charts and making it so that everybody can access them. And yeah, I'll talk a bit more about that a little bit later on. The last point here, custom branding, is also really a big focus for us. We really want to make it possible for our customers to add their profile into their charts. So I'm talking about things like colors and fonts, essentially allowing them to create a template, which is done once, and then afterwards the users access that template in order to create a chart. So they really don't have to worry about, do I have the right colors and fonts? All that's built in. They just have to enter their data, select the chart, and publish it. So yeah, so what does it do? Maybe by now you guys have a sense of what everviz does. Again, it creates a chart. Here is a line chart, for example. Essentially, it takes your numbers, your figures that you have in a spreadsheet, so in Excel or in Google Slides, takes those numbers. You can either copy and paste them into everviz. There's different ways of doing it. There's also what we call our live data integration, where you can connect the chart directly to a spreadsheet. I actually have a customer example. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that at the end of the presentation. So yes, you take your numbers from your spreadsheet, you put it into everviz, and it creates a chart. Simple as that. Again, no coding involved, no technical expertise required. So why use everviz? Now I've talked a little bit about this in the last slide there, or 2 slides ago. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail. So again, the first point here is theming content, and this is back to the point about custom branding. And this is a really kind of important for a lot of our customers because they don't want to spend time, creating the charts and putting a lot of the branding elements into the charts, like colors and fonts and that sort of thing. So we basically make it possible for them to create a template and multiple templates, sometimes a template per chart type that they're going to use. And so those templates are packed full of the branding of the customer, and then the users can essentially grab that template and in a way duplicate it, use it to create their own chart. So this really is a way to ensure that there's consistency in the look and the feel of the chart using our theming concept. Accessibility, again, I'm just going to talk a bit more about this. We have a huge focus on accessibility in our company. We actually have people who are working specifically, that's their job, they're working all the time in this area. And essentially, yes, this is universal design, and this is making our charts available for people with disabilities, for example, motor disabilities, visual, hearing impairments. Essentially what happens with the accessibility module, which is built into every chart, it ensures that, for example, charts can connect to technology on the other end, for example, screen reading technology, and it allows those people to understand the chart. So it understands the title and the different labels on the axes, for example. So yes, and we really believe that giving our chart, making it available to people with disabilities actually also benefits everybody, all users. So it's really a win-win, and it's a big focus. And again, it's the accessibility module that's built into all of our charts. Responsive, and I talked about this. So you can view it on a big screen, on a tablet, on a mobile. Actually, some of our customers, because they have so many readers on mobile, up to 80% I mentioned, sometimes they're actually building their chart in everviz in mobile view, which is possible. So you can select either mobile, tablet, or desktop. They're creating their chart in mobile view because they really want to see what it's going to look like for their readers on the other end. So yeah, the responsivity is extremely important and a key thing for us. everviz is easy to use. It's extremely easy to use, as I'm going to show you in a little bit. It's essentially just a 5-step process. A few clicks, you enter your data, select your chart type, and you've got your chart. And there's really no training involved. The user interface is easy to use, easy to understand. So essentially, some of our customers talk about, okay, they create 1 or 2 charts, and then they're quickly on to creating 25 to 30 charts a week. So there's very little training and easy to understand. But you could also take it as far as you wanted to and really kind of have any kind of custom chart that you wanted to. But the basic module, extremely easy to use. So why use everviz? Also visual storytelling, and I think everybody down there knows what that term means. But really what we're doing a lot of the time is augmenting written articles online with charts. And the charts is the sort of visual part of the, I guess, the data story that people are trying to tell. And essentially when you're working with data, it's a lot of tables and, as I said, spreadsheets, numbers, figures, and that's kind of dry and kind of boring. And what we do is we take that really key important data and we make it visual and engaging and interactive, so that, it just takes those numbers and really kind of brings them to life is really what we do. Interactivity, I'm going to just mention this in the next slide as well, but again, I showed you the example of the tooltip in the last slide. That's one example. This is a huge focus for us. Typically in the past, charts, have been published online as PNGs, static images, and a lot of our customers are moving from static websites to interactive websites. And everviz is part of that mix. It's not the whole thing, but it's part of it. So people are coming to us. They want interactive content. They want their clients to be able to access the chart and really play around and use it in the way that they want to. So I'm just going to quickly mention on the topic of interactivity a study that was actually published earlier this year from a university in Norway. And they were looking at static charts versus interactive charts. And they were actually looking at everviz interactive charts. And they wanted to find out, okay, is interactivity in fact more engaging than static content? And this was the basis of their study. So through testing and through interviews, they actually found, in the case of one chart type, which is the map chart type in everviz, there was a 77% increase in user engagement. And essentially how they defined user engagement was how much time is the user spending on the page, so page view time. And they found that there was a 77% increase in page view time with the interactive chart compared to the static chart. And essentially what was happening here, and we can see that in the title of the slide, Create Your Own Narrative, is the study author, through interviews, was finding out that these users were using the interactivity features to really dive deep into the knowledge in the chart. So they were, for example, with a map, you can zoom into a region of a map and you can see the data that's relevant for you. So we're talking about personalizing data, essentially. So that's really what was happening with that map chart type. That's a huge increase in engagement. And you can really, you can go a lot deeper with interactivity. You know, even with static images, a picture even, there's this kind of immediate knowledge transfer that happens, and it happens within a millisecond. You get the idea. But with interactivity, you can really kind of dive a lot deeper into the chart and understand it on a deeper level. And then also, spend more time with it, and it's more engaging. So what can you use everviz for? You know, I've got some examples here. This is a pie chart created in everviz. Here we see the same pie chart with the tooltip here. And this just appears on mousing over a slice of the chart, giving information that's relevant for that slice. Down here we see the same chart, and you can see the different sort of download options that you get. So you get PDF, SVG, PNG. So there's a number of features that are kind of baked into our charts that just allow the user, again, to go a little bit deeper with the data. So, okay, let's have a look at, for example, how to create a chart. Let's go into everviz, take a look, and with a few clicks, create a chart. So I've opened everviz, I've logged in. This is the projects page, as we can see. And this is essentially the everviz homepage. And this is where you're going to see all of your charts and all of the charts that are, you know, that have been created by members of your team. So to create a chart, you want to go up here and click New Project. And this sort of is the first step of what we call the project wizard, which sort of walks you through creating a chart. So I'm going to go ahead and click Chart. And the rest of the project wizard opens, and you can see here that there's 5 steps to creating a chart. On the first step, you're asked to sort of select the chart type that you'd like to create. So here we're on a line chart, and we see a preview next to it. There's a little description next to each of our chart types if you'd like to learn more. Essentially, it helps you match the data that you have to the chart types that we provide. But as you can see, we have a number of different chart types. If you click them, you get a little preview here. We have over 20 actually chart templates that you can choose from, and some of them are quite complex and very beautiful. So essentially what I'm going to do for this demo is just create a line chart. So as we can see, we have our preview here. I'm going to go ahead and click Next, and we enter our data step. So this is the step where you add your own data. Essentially, you can copy, as I said, copy and paste your data into the chart. You can also upload a local file or link data, and this is the feature I was talking about earlier, connecting a spreadsheet to a chart. I'm going to go ahead and use the dummy data that's sort of baked into this chart. The third step is design, as we call it. This is where you choose the template, and this goes back to what I was talking about with custom branding. This is essentially where the client would see all of the templates that are created, typically by a designer. So you would see, all your organization's branding profile connected to templates here on this step. So you can go ahead and, depending on your branding profile, this would obviously change, but we have some default ones here. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the everviz theme. On the second, fourth step, I should say, this is where you can add some text. So I'll go ahead and write unemployment data for the title, and you can see actually, I'll remove the subtitle. You can see that in the preview, the information that you've added to the chart's already showing there. So you get kind of an idea of what the chart's going to look like. So let's go ahead and move to the fifth step. This is the final step in creating a chart. Essentially from here, if you're happy with this, you can go ahead and publish right from here. So if I click publish, I can go ahead and grab the link and paste it, onto my CMS, anywhere else on the web, and it's ready to go. And if I wanted to do further editing, that's when I would enter the editor, and that's what this button is for here. Yeah, so that was just a quick tour of our project wizard to create a chart. Here, in this example, we created a line chart, and yeah, we saw that it was essentially a 5-step process. And we make it really easy for our customers to do this so that they really can spend time doing other things. So if I just jump back, I'm just going to talk really quickly about who our customers are. And I'm just going to grab so just talk really quickly about who our customers are, which industries are they working in. I'm going to mention 4 use cases, actually from the media and publishing industry, which is relevant for you guys down there in Amsterdam. But essentially, our customers are from a wide range of industries. So we have financial services, higher education, creative agencies, government, the list goes on. But we do also have customers in the media industry as well, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. So I've talked already a little bit about this live data integration. Again, this is connecting a chart or a spreadsheet to the chart. And essentially what this allows you to do is every time that the chart is updated with new data, the spreadsheet is updated with new data, the chart is updated as well, wherever it's published. So there's that kind of connection between the chart and the spreadsheet that happens. And this is a really cool use case that we had. A customer of ours is a big business newspaper here in Norway. During the elections last year, the parliamentary elections in Norway, they had a goal of wanting to publish charts on their homepage for the first time. And they really wanted to connect election data to their charts. So this election data was coming into them, and it was constantly changing, and they really wanted to make sure that their charts that were published on their website were up to date with the latest data for their readers. So we essentially entered a project with them to make this happen. So they had designers creating the charts, they had data journalists working with the data in the spreadsheets, and we were sort of in the background making sure that the integration between the charts and the spreadsheet was working, and it did work. It was a huge success and a really cool project. And for them, they really saw the value of using this live data integration because they're obviously dealing with a lot of financial data. So they're, to this day, still using this integration to publish charts on their website. A two-way conversation. I mean, this is essentially, just want to mention a little bit, one thing that our customers really come to us for, and I've talked about this already, is they really are looking to engage their readers. And they really want to also move, again, away from sort of static websites into a more dynamic sort of interactive experience for their readers. So this is really what we're helping them with. This two-way conversation came from a customer of ours, and this is how she saw it, that her clients were able to kind of see the charts, hide legends, zoom in, see the tooltip, and she felt like it was a two-way conversation between the reader and the chart, whereas before with the static content, it was really just kind of the content telling you something. But now the reader can go in and interact, personalize, and actually find the information that's most relevant for them. And what's really cool with engagement and a lot of these projects with our customers is they're looking to, they're seeing the results. So they've launched new websites that are more interactive, and they're seeing that their websites are getting more views, and also that people are spending more time on the website. So increased page view time and increased visits to their website. And we're just happy to be part of those projects. United Robots and everviz, this is a really cool partnership. United Robots is a company in Sweden, and they do AI journalism. So they're getting a lot of data, sports data, real estate data, and they're essentially outputting without any human interaction these articles for different parts of the newspaper. And really they came to us and we work with them to say, okay, how can we get data visualizations into the mix? You're creating these machine generated articles, no human interaction. And so essentially this is what we did. We created an integration with them, allowing them to add data visualizations into their machine generated journalism. So this is a really cool thing, and it's live, and they're, they have their customers are using it as we speak. So we're really having a lot of success with this, and it's a really cool integration. The last thing I'm going to mention here is charts over video. And essentially, all of our charts have an animation that's built in. This is, of course, something you can disable. But we had a use case where we had a big broadcaster in Norway who were using our charts to augment written articles that they had on their website. And then the evening broadcast rolled around, and they wanted to reuse that chart in the evening broadcast. And essentially what they saw was that they needed to ask a designer to spend a lot of time using graphics software to redesign the chart. And this was a timely process, and they said, well, why can't we just reuse the chart that we have already published online? So essentially we made it possible to download a transparent video of the graph, of the chart, from everviz. Essentially you take that video file, you pop it onto the timeline in your video editing software, and it gets superimposed over your video. So this is a really cool new feature that a lot of our customers are benefiting from, especially in sort of the broadcast sphere. Yeah, so that was it. I just wanted to talk a little bit today about what we offer. We focus a lot on, again, on accessibility, responsiveness, and I mentioned a few of our use cases in the broadcast sphere. Gave a tour of the project wizard, which again, a few steps and you're ready to publish a chart. If you want more information, head over to everviz.com. You can access that project wizard that I showed you and create your own chart without even adding your own details, essentially. And if you have any questions, you can go ahead and you can email sales@everviz.com. So I'm not sure if there's any questions down there. Yes.
Very interesting presentation. The part where you can export a video, what kind of format can you export?
Good question. I'm not sure exactly. I need to get. I'm sorry. I should know that, but I mean, I guess it's a MP4. But I'd have to get back to you on that. Actually, I don't know.
Can you push that to somewhere, or do you have to manually download it to your machine?
Good question. I also don't know the answer to that. The few times that I've done it, it is actually sent as an email. It's an attachment in an email. But I'm sure there's ways to customize that. But I mean, I can get back to you on that for sure. Yes, I will, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Good work. It's getting better every time. It's really smooth.
Awesome. Thank you, Shetil. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You are doing well. Are you also coming back tomorrow?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay. So today is the final day?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, Barton and I are laughing. Tomorrow I think it's going to rain, 20 millimeters or something. So.
Oh no, that's when we come back home. That's typical.
That's typical Bergen fall weather.
Yeah, but yeah, it's still this strange feeling. I see that you're looking straight at me while you're talking, so it's
yeah.
It works very well. So give all the best to yourself from us here and to Baptiste for making this happen.
Perfect. Yeah, we're happy to be here. Happy to be part of this. Absolutely. It was fun.
Have a great rest of your Sunday and talk in Bergen when we're back.
Cheers. Talk later. See you guys.